I'm sorry, no, I apologize. I can't take that. Gosh, that's terrible.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
Florence Roll from the FAO, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Just a proposal to build on the virtual network. I mean, FAO is doing, a lot of analysis, global trends, global analysis on the needs, food needs, calorie needs for the future, beef needs, meat needs. And I mean, that's available, and we could provide these baseline data for you to start as a starting point.
Beautiful. So again, it goes back to our first point of this alignment with existing efforts. This is not there is never any intent, and part of the statement of principles that we're working under is that this is synergistic with existing efforts. It is not a displacement effort. This is an augmentation. This is a synergistic effort. So that is critical. Where was that second? Brian, yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Just on the addendum to the virtual network, just to share a bit more from the dairy sector. Last year, 7 dairy organisations came together globally and signed a commitment to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And one of those commitments was to provide a very public site, and it's a website that demonstrates activities undertaken around the world, not just developed nations, but developing nations, showing the activities they're doing to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but it actually goes slightly beyond that and talks more about the whole sustainability issue. We've got over 320 examples of sustainability activities globally from over 40 different countries on that site. So you can tell this website was developed in Brussels. It's www.dairysustainabilityinitiative.org.
Awesome.
Go and have a look, and we'd love to hear your feedback. It's not perfect, but it's a starting point. It's a very visual thing for consumers or the industry to see. It's a great way to share best practice, because something that works in India may just work in the developed world as well.
Excellent. So an addendum to the virtual network that not only it do what we said, not only what we said, but included in that to share current activities that are underway, to be able to share science-based outcomes and better practices associated with those.
And it's also a very public site for consumers as well.
So that in a transparent manner. Thank you. In a transparent manner.
Maybe one or two more, Matt, and then move to closure.
Do we have any others? Yes, sir. Brent. Dr. Overman. Brent.
I wonder if there's a way of capturing the latent energy in our next generation of thinkers in the form of highly motivated doctoral level students. I wonder if this group would be able to put together a competitive fellowship program that would underwrite the development of good, solid, systems-oriented thinkers across our universities, not only in the U.S., but globally as well. It's not a terribly well-formed suggestion, but I'm thinking that we need to reproduce after our kind and perhaps give our next generation of thinkers a leg up by giving them a field of play that's current, has some urgency associated with it, and captures perhaps the passion of students that come out of our rural communities, and give them a stake in the thought processes that allow us to answer some of the questions we're after. So a fellowship program, perhaps.
Beautiful. So that is creating further education opportunities for people to share our passion for beef in a science-based manner. Fernando?
Yeah, hi. I'm Fernando from Brazilian Beef. Do you guys know that TED event? You know, ideas worth spreading. You can see it on the internet. And there's a video there that caught up my attention. It's called "The Danger of a Single Story," and that was a speech by a Nigerian writer living here in the United States, called, I believe her name is Chimamanda Adichie. Well, You can look up for it in the internet. And it was basically, she was speaking about the danger of labeling people in stereotypes. So, you know, Africans, Brazilians, Americans. There is no single story. There is no, I don't believe that all NGOs are trying to shut us down. I don't believe all Brazilians are promoting a chainsaw massacre in the rainforest. I don't believe all industrials are capitalist bastards. Or well, there is no single story. And in the last 3 days, I met great folks from Australia, from the United States, you know, truly good-hearted people that are worried about their communities, about their business. And, you know, in Brazil, we have a lot of people getting out of poverty because of the beef industry. And we have a lot of people eating beef because they are getting out of poverty. And that's a wonderful thing, I think. And, well, Save the Planet, who is against that, you know? Our business, I think everyone in the room knows that our business depends not only on economics, but on the climate, on soil, on water. And we are trying to do our best. I think the best way to get out of it is through dialogue. That's what we are trying to do in Brazil. And we can have, you know, people that are working on international standards and government regulations. They have to understand that there are different realities, different environments, and every local region has its own challenges and solutions. And I think in Brazil, it goes mainly through education and technology and the payment for environmental services, because, you know, you can talk about responsible soy and responsible beef, but our producers are not getting a dime extra for that. So maybe we can look up for international organisms that can work on those kind of payments. Thank you.
Excellent. Anchor our statement of principles in a triple bottom line approach that requires direct and transparent engagement of all stakeholders. How many more do we have?
We're really close to being out of time. My thought is this: let's have 2 or 3 more final hands. Those that are up,
we have 3 final hands already. Thank you.
Make those points brief. They're starting here, and then let's move to final closure. And thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So I think whatever we want to go, we have to have a governance and a system that who will lead whatever we are going to do. I think this is an essential point that we must try to come out here. Who will be responsible for organizing all of these and trying to set where we are going to go.
Excellent. Establish a governance that is appropriate to the life cycle of the effort, so that it matures at an appropriate rate. Thank you very much. Yes, Lisa.
We've talked over the past few days about educating consumers on what we're trying to accomplish here and the complexities, and we talked a little bit about you know, kind of the next generation. So I think perhaps we need a social media plan of action where we can engage the next generation where they're talking to each other.
Excellent. Thank you, Lisa. As an addendum to the virtual network piece, create outbound communications and the capability for interaction in a social networking platform. Where's our Thomas, Dr. Powell?
Thomas Powell with American Meat Science Association. I want to echo the thoughts of the gentleman that brought up the young people that are coming up in the industry and will be our future scientists. We need to, much as you did with the media this time, you need to have educators in here when we do this again and in the next steps. And in addition to that, I think there's room for a broader representation of the scientific community in this endeavor, especially from the meat and food science and animal science programs across the world.
Thank you very much. Broaden our stakeholder pool to include educators at multiple levels and engage aggressively with the scientific community in all aspects of the chain. Very good. You're not done, okay? You're not done. This doesn't go away after the plane trip home and all that. You have other ideas of what it looks like, what success looks like, and how it's right to get there, what the right actions are. Communicate them in. SustainableLivestock.org. It's not done. It's just the start. And don't just communicate it into us. Communicate it together to each other and get that critical mass that shapes it and creates it. There was a beautiful interaction between 4 individuals from 3 different countries from the land use group that came in with 2 critical addendums to the notes that are now going back into that note set and that are going to be disseminated throughout. That's not done. You're just starting. Don't get lazy on us. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you.